Out of all the videos that's here on YouTube about Doha, thank you for clicking on mine. This video is a continuation of the previous video where I visited numerous places within Doha. I'll place the link for the video in the description below so you can check it out later. There is a lot to cover, however if you don't have the time to go through the whole video, I've timestamped each section so you can skip through the sections you wish to see. So in this video I'll cover the following places I visited while I was in Doha, which includes the MIA Museum, the picturesque Mina District, the Pearl Island among with the other point of interest within Doha. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. We started the day off with visiting the MIA Museum, which is luckily a few minutes away from our hotel. I put a brief breakdown of the hotel in my previous video, again the link is in the description below. With only 5 to 6 minutes drive to the museum, due to how hot it was, we thought it would be best to actually take the taxi to the museum. As we fumbled out of the cab, we were greeted by the breathtaking structure of the building. According to the museum's website, quote, it houses one of the most comprehensive collections of Islamic art in the world, with masterpieces from every corner of the globe, representing the diversity found in Islamic heritage. And they were not wrong. This place was quite a sight to see, especially with how grand and huge the place is. Along with the design of the building, we were simply amazed by the place. The museum has several floors as it houses artifacts and items from different regions and periods of Islamic history. One of the floors accommodates the Ottoman period, whereas another floor houses artifacts from the South Asian continent and demonstrates how Islam impacted the region within its past and present day. It also housed early examples of a Holy Quran, which was humbling to see. From each time period you could see how the calligraphy had changed but the actual meaning did not. I'll let you look through each of the 4 artifacts as there was a vast collection of items that were on display. Be sure to keep an eye on the top left hand side of the video where I've labelled the items you may see on the screen. After we looked through each floor, we started roaming around downstairs and exploring the ground floor. FYI for my Muslim viewers, there is a prayer room within the museum. Just be sure to ask the staff members within the museum to direct you. Right, next stop we end up heading towards Mina District. It took us approximately 5 minutes via cab to get there, but once we got there we were taken back by how stunning it was. Described on a Visit Qatar website, I quote, as a picturesque neighbourhood of quaint cobbled streets and pastel-coloured buildings, it was truly a place to admire. Beautifully decorated buildings with different types of art displayed on each building. Luckily the time and day we went it was quite calm, so there were only a few people walking around. Mina District consists of mostly shops and eateries such as cafes and dessert places. We ended up going into this stylish cafe where they served this lovely shakshuka and Spanish tea. I'll put the link in the description for the restaurant below. I then attended Maghrib prayers, which is located midway through the village. If you follow the signs you'll be able to find it, or alternatively just go through here and it's located at the end of the walkway. In the meantime, I'll let you marvel over this pretty town. Just keep your eye on the top left hand corner for the name and location of the place. Right, day 4. We set our sights on visiting the National Museum of Qatar with only 5 minutes drive away by car. We put this as the first point of interest in our itinerary. This was a unique museum due to its design, as quoted by National Museum of Qatar's website. It was inspired around the desert rose found in Qatar's arid desert regions, and it was conceived by the French artist Jean Nouvel. With its striking architecture, this is the first thing that grabs your attention. The museum itself consists of several floors and galleries. Amongst many of the exhibitions that are there, there was a wildlife planetary exhibition which shows how the landmass of Qatar came into existence, along with it showcasing the various different types of wildlife there as well. It then leads you onto the archaeological aspects and discoveries that were made in Qatar, along with it highlighting the previous civilizations who used to inhabit Qatar. And lastly, there is a section which describes the inception of Qatar from a historic and political perspective to how it is today. All in all, the museum is incredibly interactive and it kept us engaged throughout each exhibition that we passed by. Definitely worth a visit if you want to find out more about the country's history. Right, our next visit is Pearl Island, which took us approximately 23 minutes to get to via cab. This really is an astonishing place, as quoted by the website thepearlqatar.com. It is an extraordinary testament to innovation and most remarkable real estate development. Spanning an impressive 4 million square meters of meticulously reclaimed land, it's home to 52,000 residents and 25,000 residences. We felt as though we were visiting Venice for a split second, and we forgot the fact that we were in a different part of the world. The houses and buildings were beautifully coloured, and the designs of the building really took us back, especially how each building was constructed. One mistake that we did was we visited the island during the peak period where the sun was out, and the temperature soared up to approximately 39 degrees Celsius. So me and the gang decided to quickly eat at this Korean restaurant to avoid the extreme heat. I'll drop the coordinates for this restaurant and show you what we ate whilst we were there. It's advisable for you to visit after 2 to 3 p.m. as the temperature is bearable around that time. After the temperature went down a bit, we decided to step out and explore the remaining part of the island. It consists of not only residential buildings but also an array of commercial outlets such as bakeries, restaurants, along with designer brand shops and chemists. Right, the last stop of the day was Vendome Mall. Now, in order to get from Pearl Island to the mall, it took us approximately 12 minutes to get there by cab. Unfortunately, I was unable to get much footage while I was there, as the mall has a strict policy of no filming inside the mall. However, I'll quickly show you the water show they have every hour, which starts from 6 p.m. onwards. Right, if you've made it this far through the video, thank you, but don't worry, we're nearly getting towards the end of the video, so hang in there, folks. This day we decided to start the day a bit later, so we ended up doing everything during the night. Our first stop of the trip was to visit the renowned Souq Waqif, which is only a 11-minute walk away from our hotel. The souk consists of several shops and restaurants, but it's different to your everyday commercial districts, as the souk has a more traditional cultured approach to it. The moment you enter into the district, you're greeted by its traditional architecture that somewhat fuses old and new together. We were lucky enough to find the souk not to be as busy, as we were able to walk around it with ease. We felt quite hungry, so before we continued with our trip, we thought we'd go into an Indian restaurant. I've put in the link in the description below for this restaurant, so you can visit them next time you come to the souk. After the restaurant, we walked around for a bit and we saw the famous gold finger that sticks out of the ground. Now, forgive me, I don't actually know what this represents, but feel free to drop a comment below to let me know what it may be. On a side note, if you're looking for traditional clothing for women, then you might not find much of a selection around here. Therefore, you can find a more wider selection in another shopping complex which is not too far away at all. It's located on Al-Tib and Al-Ahmed Street. I'll drop the coordinates in the description below just in case if you're looking for affordable Abayas. Right, our last stop of the trip is Souq Mall. From Souq Waqif, it took approximately 17 minutes via car to get there. FYI, please be wary of filming or taking pictures here if you are planning to go, as there are strict rules in place. However, I'll quickly show you a sufficient amount, so if you're planning on visiting, at least you'll have an idea of what it looks like. Whilst we were there, we stopped by this dessert place which recently went viral due to the types of dessert they serve. I ended up getting this mouth-watering cheesecake, and believe you me, it tastes as good as it looks. And as usual, I'll drop you the coordinates in the description below so you can have a look at it when you're there. Right, that is it for my trip to Doha. I hope this video helps with your decision making and planning of your trip to Qatar. If you have any questions, be sure to drop us a question below in the comments section and I'll try my best to answer your questions. Also, the video took me a while to create, so I'll be really grateful if you could drop me a like, share and subscribe. So until my next video, thank you for making it this far and I'll hopefully see you on the next video.